Welcome to ABC Interactive English. I'm Kiki.
And I am Mike. And today we are continuing our article about work exchanges. This is a way to travel smart. When we say do something smart, like in our title, that just means do it with an intelligent or good idea. We're giving you good advice on how to travel using work exchanges. And yesterday we learned some really good benefits of traveling with a work exchange, didn't we?
That's right. You can meet new people.
Yes, indeed.
Experience new cultures.
Learn new skills.
I think that is one of the highlights about work exchanges.
Well, that also, and saving a lot of money on traveling.
That's true.
Yeah, you don't have to pay for a place to stay. You might not have to pay for some of your meals, the food that you eat. And of course, all of this allows you to have a much longer holiday than you might otherwise. So there are definitely some good things about work exchanges as we looked in part 1. But it must be said that it's not exactly the perfect way to travel, maybe, for everybody, right? If you're looking for a relaxing vacation where you just sit around on a beach drinking drinks and swimming in the ocean, maybe a work exchange wouldn't quite be what you want to do.
Right, because depending on the type of work that you're able to get, if you have to work during the day, that means you'll only get to explore in the evenings or in the late afternoon.
Yeah, that is very, very true. But some of the jobs we learned about, taking care of kids, doing odd jobs, cleaning up, that's not so bad. I know some of those work exchanges that I know some of my Taiwanese friends have gone on. They're picking fruit in the sun in Australia. That could be much harder than doing some sweeping and taking care of some cute kids. But really, you have to think about what kind of travel you want. If you want a longer travel experience and you want to learn about the local culture, maybe get some skills, then work exchanges might be perfect for you. So let's look about some of the good, the bad, the up and the down about work exchanges in part 2 of our article.
Work exchanges aren't relaxing trips. First, you usually stay at people's homes, not hotels, so your bed may be a mat on the ground. Besides your job, you may have to help around the house.
Okay, so yesterday we learned a little bit more about work exchanges, but today we're going to find out more in part 2 of our article, Travel Smart with Work Exchanges.
Absolutely, and it kind of starts with a little bit of a warning. You know, everyone's like, wow, I can travel and save money and have a long holiday. All I have to do is sweep the floor or something. That's great. But as it says there, work exchanges aren't relaxing trips. You have to be willing to do some work, and you won't be staying in 5-star hotels and luxury beach resorts with people there to bring you drinks and fan you when you get hot and, you know, show you around like a tour guide. You're going to be living with local people doing local people stuff.
That's right. Just like the article says, first, you usually stay at people's homes, not hotels. So your bed may be a mat on the ground.
Wow, a mat on the ground?
How does that sound to you, Mike?
Well, I don't know about my bad back if it would be too comfortable, because a mat is not a mattress which you find on a bed. This is a lot simpler than that.
That's
this would
right.
Be kind of more like camping.
Yeah, well, sometimes you can have glamping, right?
That's true. It's not fancy camping.
Yeah.
It's simple camping or simple sleeping.
Yes, a mat is basically some type of material you would put on the ground. So lots of things could be mats. You can have a little towel you put in front of your bathroom. That's a mat.
A bath mat.
A bath mat. Or you can have a thicker type of fabric. That could be also a mat or some sort of waterproof material. But sometimes a mat can also be longer for you to sleep on, or something, for example, yoga mat.
Yeah.
That's something you put on the ground, and some people have slept on yoga mats before too.
You can do that in gym, a gym mat, you know, when you're doing gymnastics and tumbling and jumping and things. It just makes it a little softer when you're on the ground. But again, this is not a comfortable, beautiful bed. This is simple stuff, more like camping or sleeping on the floor. And it says, besides your job, you may have to help around the house. So you might be taking care of kids or cleaning up or something for your regular job. But then at the home that you're staying at, you're not going to be treated like the queen or the king or a royal guest. You're going to be part of the family. And as part of the family, you might have to clean your room, clean the bathroom, take out the garbage, help with washing the dishes or preparing the meals. So that is definitely something you need to know about before you decide to do this. When we use this word, this preposition, besides, we're kind of talking about different things that are not quite the same, but they're in the same sort of group. All right, so if I'm talking about, for example, all the things I might want to take on a holiday or on a work exchange, well, of course, I'll take my clothes, I'll take some money, I'll take my passport and all that important stuff. But besides that, or along with that, not as important maybe, but still in my suitcase, I might take a book, I might take my power charger for my phone, I might take, I don't know, some favorite snacks of mine or something like that. So all of these are together, but besides kind of shows that this is one group, this is another group, but they're all together in a bigger group as well. All right, let's go over to Tina because besides us, she's here to teach us more stuff as well.
Hi, I'm Tina. 我们来看一下刚刚课文里提到的单字跟文法重点。首先来看看单字的部分。Mat， 名词，垫子、草席。I bought a thick mat for yoga practice. 我买了一个厚垫子来练瑜伽。Yoga 就是瑜伽。Besides， 介系词，除什么之外。Besides football, Vicky likes basketball and tennis. 除了足球 ，Vicky 还喜欢篮球和网球。我们再来看一下文法重点。刚刚课文提到了 first、second， 首先怎么样，其次怎么样。副词 first、second 可以当作转折语，用来更清楚表达论点。我们来看看这个例句 ：Eating fruits is healthy. First, they give you vitamins. Second, they keep your body strong. 吃水果很健康，首先它们提供维他命，其次它们让你的身体强壮。Vitamin 指的就是维他命。接着我们回到课文当中。
Okay, so we've learned in our article that doing a work exchange is not about relaxing.
Yes.
You have to help out around the house that you might be staying in, and you won't be staying at a 5-star hotel.
That's true, but that's okay. I mean, some people get bored staying in fancy hotels or lying around on the beach. They want to do stuff, so it might be perfect for them.
That's true. Okay, let's go to the second part of our article, and we'll be right back.
Second, the people may do things differently. They may eat with their hands, they may cook unusual meals, they may even act in a strange manner. So, get all the details before you arrange a work exchange. When you do go, be open to everything. You'll grow and have fun on a work exchange.
So as we're learning, work exchanges are a different kind of holiday, a holiday that comes with some work, maybe learning some skills, maybe helping out around the house if you're staying with some people. But that maybe is also part of what people like to do, why people like to do this. It's about learning about different cultures, not just by kind of seeing it as a tourist does through the window of a tour bus, but actually getting in there and living with people. But that could also be challenging.
That's right. Let's get back to the article. It says, second, the people may do things differently. Okay, so you're really getting in there with the locals.
Yes.
You're experiencing their culture and you're living in people's homes, right? So you might have to change the way you behave or learn the way they live.
Exactly. And for some people, that's great. That's wonderful. That's why I'm here. But for other people, it might be a little bit too strange. But you might have to deal with things like it says they may eat with their hands. So if you ask for a knife, fork, or chopsticks, if you're in a country where they eat with their hands, they might go, sorry. Oh, I should point out, they often eat with their right hand.
That's right.
I use my left hand, so I'm always worried I won't be able to get the food in my mouth. But that might be something you get used to. You might enjoy it, but it would definitely be different. And along with the way they eat, what they eat. It says they may cook unusual meals. I had a friend who lived in a village in India for 5 or 6 months. He ate a lot of peanuts and a lot of rice because that's what they grew in that area. So if you don't like certain foods, you might want to be careful or ask a lot of questions before you go to certain places.
And not only is eating something that you might have to get used to, they may even act in a strange manner.
Culture.
Exactly. But that's part of traveling, right?
Absolutely.
It might seem strange to you, but after you go there and you understand why they do things the way they do, it won't be so strange anymore.
For sure. And after you explain that, well, in Taiwan, we eat a cake made of pig blood and rice, they may think you're a little bit strange too, but this is a good way to learn and appreciate different cultures.
Okay, so here we're talking about strange manner. And basically in this use for manner is we're talking about the way somebody does something. So how they act or how they behave, that's their manner, their body language, how they're doing something and how they're acting it out. But of course, we know manner, we can also use manner to talk about someone, how they treat other people or how they treat things and how they behave in public. So this is what manner means, how you do something.
Absolutely. And again, that is a big part of culture. The
That's
way
right.
people talk to each other, treat each other, and behave around each other. All right, let's go over to Tina again.
我们来看一下刚刚课文里提到的单字 manner 名词态度举止 David handled the problem in a calm and polite manner. David 以冷静且有礼貌的态度处理这个问题。接着我们回到课文当中。
All right, so we're learning about the good, the maybe strange, and the maybe not so interesting parts, the maybe parts you don't really feel excited about in the work exchange experience. But I think on the whole, you're going to learn a lot. You're going to have a very special, unique experience. And hey, you'll be able to travel for not much money and have a good long holiday. But as the article says, great advice here. So get all the details before you arrange a work exchange. Find out everything about where you're going, what you're going to do, what living there will be like, what kind of food the people eat. That's what the details are, all the important little facts and information. Do that before you start buying airplane tickets and taking time off school or work, before you start arranging things. When we arrange things, we organize things. We plan things. We make sure everything's okay. If you're planning a holiday, you need an airplane ticket. You might need a visa. You need a place to stay. Who's going to meet you at the airport? What kind of money will you need to bring with you? You've got to plan, organize, or arrange all of those details.
That's right. And when you do go, be open to everything.
Great advice.
That's very good advice. Here we're talking about being open to something. So when you want to be open to something, you're willing to accept something that is different from what you're used to. So here we can say be open to everything. That means you're willing to experience new and different things. But you can also use be open to talk about lots of different activities. Be open to listening to your friends when they want to tell you, oh, you might you might not be doing something well. So
Okay.
you're open to accepting their criticism, maybe. Or you can be open to accepting advice from other people. Okay, so basically just instead of closing yourself off, you're opening yourself up to different things.
Yeah, and that's a good bit of advice for life, and especially for travel. No matter how you travel, go to new places and be willing to take a chance and try something new. Don't always just say, no, I don't want it. That's too weird. I've never done that before. Try to be more open because, as the article says, you'll grow and have fun on a work exchange. I think you'll grow and have fun on any travel experience, but I think you'll have even more interesting experiences. You'll learn more skills for sure, and you'll definitely get to see a country through the eyes of the people who live there much more than on a normal holiday. So work exchanges sound pretty cool if you're up for a little challenge. All right, guys, let's go over to Tina one more time.
我们来看一下刚刚课文里提到的单字 arrange 动词安排 Lily arranged a surprise birthday party for her son. Lily 为她的儿子安排了一场惊喜生日派对。文法的部分刚刚提到了 be open to 加名词，对什么保持开放态度。Open 在这里是形容词，意思是心态开放的。我们来看看这个例句 Nick is open to suggestions from the team. Nick 对团队的建议保持开放态度。接着我们回到课文当中。
Well, after reading our article, we've definitely learned a lot more about work exchanges and the benefits that you can get from the new experience. You can learn new skills, meet new people, but we have to remember that work exchanges aren't for everyone.
That's true. It's not the relaxing holiday you might be dreaming of. It will be a challenge, but yes, it will definitely be something that when you come home, you'll probably be a different person than you were when you went out. You'll definitely have grown in many interesting, unusual, and surprising ways. And I think that is a great way to travel. Thanks for joining us, guys. We're going to have more good articles soon. Take care of yourselves and each other, and we'll see you back here soon. Bye-bye. Adios.
Work exchanges aren't relaxing trips. First, you usually stay at people's homes, not hotels, so your bed may be a mat on the ground. Besides your job, you may have to help around the house. Second, the people may do things differently. They may eat with their hands, they may cook unusual meals, they may even act in a strange manner. So, get all the details before you arrange a work exchange. When you do go, be open to everything. You'll grow and have fun on a work exchange.
我们来复习一下这一课的重点单字跟文法。单字的部分 mat 名词，垫子、草席 besides 介系词，除什么之外 manner 名词，态度、举止 arrange 动词，安排。接着我们来看文法的部分 first second 首先怎么样，其次怎么样 exercise is great for us First, it keeps us healthy. Second, it makes us stronger. 运动对我们有益。首先，运动让我们保持健康；其次，运动让我们更强壮。Be open to 加名词，对什么保持开放态度。The boss is open to new ideas. 老板对新的想法持开放态度。以上就是这一课的重点单词跟文法，那我们下一次再见喽，拜拜。
Modern humans, or Homo sapiens, have existed for roughly 300,000 to 400,000 years. In other words, we have been around for a really long time. Today's location is a great place to visit if you are curious about human culture. The Human Cultures Hall at the National Museum of Natural Science. The Human Cultures Hall covers the development of human culture For example, exhibits teach visitors about the Stone Age, agricultural societies, and early Chinese technology and medicine. You can learn about lots of amazing inventions too. The hall has many large exhibits that showcase the scientific and technological achievements of ancient people. To better understand indigenous culture, you can check out models such as the stone slab houses and traditional fishing boats. Exhibits that explain Chinese medicine, herbs, and acupuncture are popular with international visitors as well. The water-powered armillary and celestial tower is at the entrance to the Human Cultures Hall. The large clock tower has two purposes. It helped people look more closely at the sky and told them the time. This tower was rebuilt using the drawings scientists made in the Northern Song dynasty. It gets its power from water. Small dolls tell people the time by ringing bells, hitting gongs, or beating drums. The design shows how advanced Chinese engineering was long ago. Even modern-day watches and clocks use similar designs. The development of human culture is very complex, which is what makes it so compelling to learn about. If you are interested in this particular subject, I definitely recommend paying a visit to the Human Cultures Hall at the National Museum of Natural Science.